waiting for this for so... I haven't. It's been, what, like a week since May 4th? Hello there, everyone. Let me bring up chat so I can see what's going on. How are we doing? Hopefully we are all good. Any May 4th hauls arriving? Are they still doing that? Or has everyone got their sets? Everyone seemed to get their sets early this year. Hello there, Moonshoes. Nice to see. Does mean not a lot of people are placing orders compared to the usual, you know. Lego know to gear up for May 4th. Probably one of... It's up there with June. May to June is like a whole month of busy. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Today, yes, Tinks, moderator in chat, and I have been playing Droid Tycoon non-stop. I have been playing Droid Tycoon non-stop. The other day, you'd have heard... Tinks woke up and I was on Droid Tycoon. I keep calling it Droid Factory. Droid Factory, I think that's another game. I don't know actually. But yes, I have been addicted to it. It's been my latest thing. So we're going to be building the droids today. As many droids as we can. I do have them all, every variant. And I've hit, it isn't the maximum level. I thought Reboost 15, right? I thought that was the maximum level because that's as far as I think it was IGN or whoever had got that far in like 3 days. Crazy they got that far in 3 days, by the way. The cash you need at the end takes so long to accrue, but they got there in 3 days, and yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. But there's more. There's a 16th, which I hadn't known about. So there's probably going to be continued updates on it. I'm just waiting for the stage that you need BB-8 at, because I do have BB-8. I was at both Droid events. If you don't know what it is a Tycoon game, but there were 2 events to get BB-8. I went to the second one because I thought I'd get a special BB-8. There's rares, so you get a default droid. There's a lot of them. You then get a gold, diamond, and rainbow of each one. Hello there, Mark. And I thought there was going to be a gold, diamond, rainbow of BB-8. Initially there was. They've since removed the 3 of them and replaced that with a brand new droid. So technically there is 1 droid I'm missing, but they haven't been made available in the game yet. They were teased at the end of both of the droid, both of the BB-8 events, but they haven't been added as a collectible in the game, which is how I know I've got them all. There's 109 to collect. So far, 101 have been made available. So as well as this droid, that I don't want to spoil if you are playing it, really cool droid from Legends. If you don't know the droid, read Aftermath, you will know. And it's crazy. In the book, like, the book doesn't do as well with visuals. We need a whole horror story just on this one droid. All right. Is that... I guess I could clear these as well. And before we get into building the droids, we could take a look at the new Lord of the Rings sets. Now, we're not all playing Fortnite, but most of us probably are interested in the new Lord of the Rings set. It is the Minas Tirith, isn't it? Minas Tirith, which I keep calling the other one. I can't even remember the name of it. I can't look at this without seeing a little figure running along and jumping off. If there's no memes of that, I'm going to be disappointed. But just announced today, apparently there was a live stream for this. I completely missed that. I didn't think that the 12th of May there'd be a Lord of the Rings live stream with the summer sets. It comes out with the summer sets. You know how many summer sets there are, Lego? There are a lot. Hello there. 150 now. You've bought out. Star Wars makes sense. So it came out early on the 1st of May. There was what, like 10 sets coming out May 1st. 150 products, probably about 100 of which are coming out June 1st, some a little later. And they've decided to bring out Minas Tirith with these. What? This thing is definitely not for those of us looking at getting other June 1st sets, though. Quite big. Now, let's see, the parts are there. Almost the amount of parts of the Death Star. At like almost half the price. Not too bad. A few minifigures as well. Let's take a look at those first. No reasons to pick up the set, I wouldn't say. Maybe Gandalf the White if you really want to complete your collection alongside a few of the others, but I feel like there are a few good minifigures here, but no reason to pick up the set, I wouldn't think. Unless you really want Gandalf the White on his horse, but that's probably been made before. Live stream was glitching and you can't hear me. Hopefully this live stream is fixed up. Anyway, hello there, Mark. Welcome. Let's see if there's a Gandalf. Spelt Gand is the one to use, and I assume Alf's his name then. There's a Gandalf the White, 62 quid. Ouch, really? For a £2 torso? No, that doesn't make sense. That's Woo's beard. That beard element's real cheap. It must be the hair. What else? Because it's the same head as the default one. And white legs. This is all like cheap as chips. Oh, it's not the beard. It's a unique hairpiece. Well, you know what I say to that? This Gandalf has a two-piece. Does this hair exist in white? If so, there's your cheap Gandalf the White. Oh, we need more colours. I'm looking at it thinking, hold on, they're all the same colours. There you go. Even Gandalf the White. You pick this up for, okay, let's not say cheapest. Pick this up for 70 odd p. Am I able, do I need to log in to add a wish list? Sign up. All right, what I can do is I can go on my login. I'm not going to flash that. I've got so many carts of things that I want to order. But if I create a wish list called White Gandalf, just leave it at that. What I'm going to need to do is get this hairpiece, add that, and then I'll do that with all the other parts, and I'll let you know how much, if any stores have them in stock, because that torso could be an issue, especially one that isn't broken. That's going to be the hardest part. And we got to go with a new head. Gandalf has a few different heads. There's the new one looks good. That's this one. The old one not as well. The old one doesn't look as good. So we'll go with a new head, or we could have the option. New head starts at about a £5. The old head is 30 pence, 50 pence. Even if you go up to £1 to have it in stock. Select a colour. It's only in light flesh, so I assume any colour would only give me light flesh, unless there's a rare one. Nightbot should only be visible to those of us not subscribed. Although I say those of us, I'm not subscribed to myself, not on my own channel, so Nightbot would pop up to me still. There should be a built-in one through YouTube to be able to then show stuff like that, especially for members. You could give members exclusive links and stuff and not have to worry as much about it. All right, I want to add a white one to White Gandalf and a white pair of legs. Oh, and a white cape. White legs and a white cape. Let's go back to looking at Minas Tirith whilst I'm putting together this White Gandalf. Why are legs so oh, had them first available. Yep, they're quite old. Load of legs in a load of sets. White legs, 5 pence. They're even cheaper than that 30 odd that it showed us. Add that to it. Minifigures definitely aren't the draw. There's just no way. Even that armor piece is so common without the printing. I don't think Lord of the Rings fans are paying for an exclusive printed piece. I just don't. Maybe the helmets here, they're nice. Would have been a sweet battle pack for medieval fans. Maybe they can reuse that in City, but look at that build. Look at that build. I agree, Mark. I agree. YouTube, get on it. It's not even from you, not even through YouTube. Yeah, there's no way to divide chats, is there? That could be something they can work on. It does have an interior, despite it very much not being minifigure scale. Just to show you, this little bit here is where the crazed guy runs as he's burning and then falls down here. And that's where the giant towers of orcs that are at least 4, 5, 6 stories tall then go to board. So this is heavily downscaled, but you don't want this minifigure scale. That's going to ruin the bank. Oh look, Gandalf riding too as well. And then Gandalf goes up all the stairs. Up here, round here, probably through here. And I'd assume it snakes its way up to the top. It does look pretty nice. The tree on the top's a little small, and it's modular. It's kind of like the Disney castle though, in the sense of it's modular, but that's just so you can probably display it easier if you've got limited shelf space. You'd be able to take off the front. I don't see many people doing that. Suppose you could get inside the top bit here as well, and if you want to put someone on the throne. If you can't reach your hand in to put a minifigure on the throne, then you can't reach in to grab the throne to remove it. I don't see the point of doing that in the middle. Maybe there's a reason behind it. It's cool you can get minifigures displayed on it. I like this. Even though it's just not minifigure scale whatsoever. It is cool to see. Oh, Gandalf has a one-hole cape. Well, that's a couple pence more. All right, let's see how much white Gandalf is going to cost. If you part the parts out right now on Brickow, white Gandalf with the new face, the new hair combo, which is available, and the new torso, the old torso, new face. All right, there's not one single store that has it. But even if you're combining stores with shipping, £5.91. £5.91. That's almost a CMF. That's with shipping. One of the stores does have a £1 delivery, so that's really good. And these parts are costing pennies. The most expensive part, probably that. Wait, wasn't that head at £5? Oh, that's not including the head. Wait a second. You said 6 items. You've just doubled up on. Okay, that's not including the head. If you go with the old head, you can get them for a £5. The new head. Actually, there's not many. There's no one selling it in the UK. Ouch. So, I suppose with the new head, all right. With the new head, the one we've got at the minute is grey. This is technically an exclusive head. Not really. But you can get a white Gandalf that doesn't look too dissimilar to this for £5. Nice arm printing. Ooh. Okay, these two figures are the reason you'd pick up the set. But the build, pretty good, expensive set. I don't think I'll be thinking about this. If I had to pick up one of the Lord of the Rings sets, I'm leaning towards the tower. I'm leaning towards Barad-dûr. Actually, no, Sauron's helmet. If I had to pick up one set, I'd pick this up and turn it into that droid ship. Clone Wars fans, you know the scene where Plo Koon's like, Clone Troopers, you're expendable. And Plo Koon didn't say that. The Clone Troopers said, we're meant to be expendable. And Plo Koon goes, not to me. That scene. The droid salvage pod that, like, breaks into the pods. That's Sauron's helmet. Look at it again. You cannot tell me that is not the droid salvage pod. I tried searching for this last time. I've already bought this up. I couldn't find an image. It took me forever. This is probably the set I'd get. Also, Sauron minifigure. Nice. That's a cool one. Other than this, and this is probably, brickheads aside, one of the cheapest Lord of the Rings sets. I love when Bilbo travels to the undead realm to see his father. Or when he gets sorted. When Frodo gets sorted into Gryffindor, my favourite parts. Or when the Fellowship travel to the end to defeat the Ender Dragon. Oh, there's just so many good moments. I'm doing good, thank you. Hope you are too. So today, yes, we got distracted with Minas Tirith, but we're actually here to build the droids. Oh, there's also, actually, I should bring this up. There is also a giveaway. Here we go. Tickets to the Hobbiton movie set. Oh, the Hobbiton movie set. Plus 6 Lego Lord of the Rings bundle. You don't have to watch the live stream. Don't sit through it. Yeah, you can just go Lego rewards. It's this little brick up top. Then you go through to rewards, and this is the newest reward there. So if you want to either go to Hobbiton or get the sets, head over to rewards. Don't watch the stream. They barely even mention it. And watch the stream if you like. But Sauron, I have redeemed this reward. I did redeem it, right? Did I redeem it? Yes, already redeemed. Okay, cool. I've literally redeemed this reward just for the Sauron helmet and the trip to Hobbiton. If I was to be lucky enough to get this, maybe the book, no, actually that, I think that was like 100 quid. I don't know if I'd build any of the others. That might be one hell of a channel giveaway. But that's if I win for them, and the amount of times I've applied for something like that and not been picked. There's so many people being picked for it. You might as well, because if you don't, there's no chance. But chance is slim. Let's see if someone's got a master list of all droids from Droid Tycoon. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. And this is on Insider Gaming. Should have checked that it is all the... it's got a list. They've got a list. Don't like lists, would prefer images, but with a list, we can see how many of these droids actually exist and how many of them do not. So this is what I was talking about with the... Oh, I wasn't meant to bring up that window. This is what I was talking about with the rarities. So there's a default, or a base they call it. It's default in-game, gold, diamond, rainbow. And these are the droids on the left column. Not the whole thing, just the left column that we'll be building today. Mouse droid. Do we build them all? Do I have a mouse droid? I think I still have a mouse droid around. And it's actually the Fortnite mouse droid that I built when we were playing Odyssey, when I jumped back into that with Ninjago and I visited the Star Wars island. It is the Fortnite mouse droid. So there we go, mouse droid built. How quick was that? We're going to actually be building some of them. Right, so mouse droid, we can cross that off. Pit droid as well is another common droid. What's my favorite Lego pit droid? Probably the one that I missed. Also, if we keep Brickout open, we can search for the actual pit droid minifigures. That way we can see if Lego have done them. I think it was this one. Is it this one? Is it this one from 2025? Yeah, I don't remember what this is. Probably a make and take or something that's just come out recently. But I do quite like this version of the pit droid. Something about it. I would love for a pit droid just to have short legs. That's really what we need. But I kind of prefer this pit droid to the other one. Plus, we could use a different element for the feet. I don't think pit droids have big feet. I don't know why pit droids, given such big feet, if they don't have them, they could also shrink the torso a little, no? Do we make a better pit droid, or do we make one that already exists? What happened to the camera? Wait, where'd the desk go? Where did the desk go? What did I hit? Oh, it's all right. Where'd the desk go? Hold on, you've got life. No, I don't want to shut you down. Not yet. If you keep messing me around, if you keep messing stream around, I might. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. So, is that clear, or does that need resetting? That looks good. Might reset in a minute. Anyway, yeah, I think we gotta stick with it, don't we? We could shorten this down if we had a clip at the bottom. I'm just trying to work out an easy way to do that without using too many parts. Is there a way to shorten down the torso? Not really. No, there isn't. It would be nice to get the legs locked in. Get them centered. Oh yes, let's get up a pit droid rather than a Lego pit droid. We should probably whack Star Wars in there somewhere. just in case some of the droids we search have other things pop up. So this is the pit droid. I've wanted Lego to give the pit droids short legs, and they could build them like droids, build them like battle droids. Oh, that would be a good idea. How would we get the pit droid head? Because I think Lego have cooked with a pit droid head. It's been so similar for so long. How do we get a pit droid head like this to fit on a battle droid torso? Oh, great image there. Could have zoomed in a little bit. But also, what color pit droid do we go with? I guess it depends what we've got. Like, grey looks too IG. Light bluish grey, I don't know if I have a torso. I have some like orange. And we could use a mix. We could use dark grey with light bluish grey arms. Then we can get, who knows, a brown head on top. Oh, there's some brown arms as well. We could use brown arms. We've got no brown torsos. Could even get some white in there. And then for the head, yeah, this would work. I don't think these arms are too big. The skeleton arms are definitely better. But I'm guessing I don't have any skeleton arms in here. All right. There's our body. We get a clip for the neck. Let's bring this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the camera closer because a lot of the things we're making today are smaller. And that way, as long as I remember to reset the camera when we start zooming out, there we go. You should be able to see all the parts we use a lot better, especially compared to that image. What is this? Give us a better image. Come on. We're not using that one. Anyway, hello there. Morning, Snow Blizzard. Thinking for the pit droid, we could double clip. We could use two of the same clip, one to connect to the neck. Maybe we switch up the color. We go with dark bluish gray to hold the neck, and that will hold the dish on top. And then the black one supports the eye, and the head sticks out. The head sticks out front. This feels like it's too much. Feels like it's too much. Probably because it is too much. And then I'll create some short legs for it. I think I will 3D print some, probably won't run it today. I'll 3D print some shorter droid legs to go on because they cannot be beaten. And then, what, light bluish grey? Light bluish grey on top, and then an eye sticking out. Hopefully we've got a transparent yellow stud with a hole in. We do have yellow, but that's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Yellow is very on the nose. We got orange as well, that might look good. Orange is, well, I thought we had orange. Yep, there's an orange. We could also add a stud on top. What's yellow look like? All right, yellow is a bit much. Yellow is a bit too much. But about the stud, the stud might not look too bad. Let's make sure this is completely legal. No, that doesn't look bad. That actually looks pretty good for a pit droid. Give some short legs on that for now because we don't have the short legs. I'm thinking a clip and a jumper, a clip, maybe two jumpers. In what color do we want the legs of this droid? Light bluish grey would seem like the fitting choice. We've got the arm, the dome. It's getting out of hand. Now there are 7, 8 of them. How many pit droids is too many? This also looks like the droid. Actually, this is probably a different droid in itself. Let's get those jumpers. Where are those jumpers? Oh, there's another droid. Tinks and I were thinking about which droids are missing from the game. And as we go through the list, you'll realise they've got a load of the droids covered. There's our makeshift legs. Let's start up here. Mouse droid, pit droid. Next on the list is Gonk. Gonk! Oh, Servo. Servo, come on. This is your moment to shine. Servo. Where are you, Servo? I've got a Gonk. Where's Servo? Oh, I've lost Servo. Servo, buddy, old power. You know, I wanted Servo. I guess we're settling for my custom Gonk that I created. A pretty good Gonk, if I say so myself. Again, not too fussed on these ones. Mainly the ones that we don't have. Look at that Gonk. Isn't it adorable? This is the most accurate Gonk I could build. Built this one a while back. And you'll see a lot of people building a similar design. It's fitting with the snot bricks and the ingots. Definitely needs a wider base for the most part. Actually, I think that bottom one should be an ingot, so we can improve it. Imagine we saw a duel between post-Jedi Survivor Cal and a Prime Marok. If you're not writing the third Jedi game, I don't know who is. I think that would be awesome. A Prime Marok. Yeah, I think it's a bit on for Marok's Prime for Jedi 3, but that would be awesome. Cal definitely needs to come up against more Inquisitors. We saw 2 in the first game. I think they're leading it a different direction. I would be intrigued if Cal ends up on Peridia. Oh, what if Cal ends up on Peridia, ties into Ahsoka Season 2, and then we get Cal in live action? That's the way it's heading. I think after 3 games, we bring Cal into live action. This is the way. CB is very similar to a BB-8, which is the... well, we got BB-8. We do have BB-9E. I'm going to have to get my hands on a BB-9E. That's going to be a difficult one. But a CB droid is so similar. Where does BB-9E come? Ouch. Right. Going to be keeping my eye out for that then. Wait, where's BB-9E in this? There's BB-9E. They've trapped BB-9E in the ship. What? Also, I can't believe no one's put BB-8 underneath a little container, Lego container. Maybe someone has. I've never seen that. That'd be so cool. Just BB-9E and no other BB or CB units. No CB units. So CB... Oh, can I remember the one that's got a Funko? I think there was one of these. CB23. Hey! Hey! It's the droid from Resistance. My favourite one. How do we go about creating these if BB-8 is just a ball? I feel like they're all going to be very similar. Even BB-9E. Was that the same piece? It was that. BB-8's head is a bit less straight. It's more rounded, but CB droids are all very similar. Cal fought the 5th brother in Battle Scars. I have that. I haven't read that yet. That's on my that's on my read list after Thrawn. Actually, where is that on my read list? Hold on, where did I put my read list? Oh, no. Is this where I got my books? No. Where did I put my to read? I had a list. To read. Huh. What is this? I'll stumble upon it when I'm not looking for it. Here we go. Oh, it isn't on my read list. Read Battle Scars before playing Jedi 3. It's at the bottom. It's in the notes. It didn't make it to my read list. All right, I might have to shimmy that one up. I will read it before Jedi 3 though. Whoa, wasn't in my read list. Yeah, CB CB might be a one I need to get a BB-8 and paint up. I got a few BBs, very, very similar to BB-8. It does have the eye sticking out. I don't think Lego would do too much of that. So CB, that's going to be a pain. R3, do we have an R3? Do we have an R3 unit in Lego already? Not that I know the name of. Goldie is an R3 unit. Here's a few of them that have popped up. There we go. R3M2. And that's the Rogue One with the clear dome. That would be you. Also want to get the astromech from the Death Star. So what have we missed? We've missed CB. I have to make a mental note that there's something missing there. I tell you what I could do. Get a stud or something. Let's get a gold stud. They might be fragile. Let's get a lime green stud. They'll be less fragile. And that'll just indicate that there's a droid that I'm going to need to print, paint, or otherwise. R5D4. R5D4 I do have with the pilot. So that's a droid that I can pop straight off. The difference between a lot of the different astromechs with the R5 is the R5 has more of a straighter side to it. Oh, can you balance without your droid? Yeah. Wait. Repo got an update. What's updated? I've seen so many updates. I haven't been on since they updated or they announced about the bikes and stuff like that. I don't know if that's been out yet. Why does that look wonky? There we go. No, wait, R8, we haven't even searched. We gave up before we searched. R8. Who is that? R8B7. Oh, wait, that's Wedge's droid. Which is black. Hold on, I don't have Wedge's black droid. I thought Wedge's droid was like red domed. Maybe is that not Wedge? Is that Biggs with the helmet like that? I have to think on that. R8. Is this the only R8 or the two of them? Including, oh, New Republic. Oh, this model was produced during the rule of the New Republic. This was also the only R series to not have an eye. Well, I guess you've got sensors on this one. Cosmetic update since last Thursday. I'm going to have to hop back on Repo. It's genuinely been, since I last mentioned it on stream, that's the last time I hopped on it. It's been so long. That was so fun when that was out. Oh, E-Wing. Hold on. We have a Lego E-Wing. So let's do some digging. This would be a great time to get some of the droids that I'm missing, but this doesn't look like an R8. The New Republic blue and yellow astromech is what we want to know. Astromech. Who? Unidentified, but surely they've got a name. They were in the show. Surely they've got a name. I suppose the E-Wing, was it really in the show? Did we really see the E-Wing that well? It was in the show, but did we see it that well? Because that's, yeah, look at that. We don't even get a good look at that droid. Blue and yellow is a nice color scheme. Very IKEA. Have an estimate for the crate percent chance. 100 levels, 20 runs. Common. Wait, crates. I didn't even know there were crates in Repo. That would add a bit of fun to it. Oh. I have to hop on sometime over Halloween because that's a great game. And Vader, I hope the new Fortnite modes stick on till Halloween because I want to play that Vader mode. So this is I mean, maybe this is an older droid that wasn't New Republic-esque, but I thought we got a good look at the E-Wing droid. Maybe that will That will return some results. E-Wing Starfighter Astromech. No, we don't want to know what Gemini has to say. We want to know, this is the droid. So, this isn't the droid we're looking for. Hey, I said the thing. This is a different droid. Oh, Hasbro have given him a name. Yes, Hasbro. You know what? We love Hasbro here at LEGO. The argument for LEGO against Hasbro does not exist. I'm sorry, it does not. I have to say it. LEGO versus Hasbro doesn't exist. It's like West Ham Millwall. Does not exist. That was back in the day. Now we've got Transformer LEGO. We've not got anything on the Hasbro side. I don't think Hasbro are making money off Lego. Lego need Hasbro. We've got so many Hasbro collabs. Isn't like Pokemon owned by Hasbro? Probably not. There are so many though. When you go through the list and see what licenses Hasbro are actually given to Lego, doesn't exist. It does. Hasbro aren't worried. They can't be worried. They got so much, and their Star Wars giving us the names of droids. So this is a KE4N4. What does this mean? Oh, damn. We're talking point percentages for the rares and above. Ultra rares. They might as well rename that impossible. One time you got a double ultra rare, which is 0.00001%. That's a millionth of a percentage. 100 millionth of a chance. That is nuts. Yeah, awesome. Wow, really put the time into crunch those numbers. Maul just exchanged his whole crime family for an apprentice, which you think wasn't worth it. When you simplify like the prequels and it's like two old men, part of a religion, not old, Kenobi wasn't old, kidnap a boy from his mother in promise of greater things and stuff like that. It sounds so weird. You add context, everything's normal, but... Lieutenant Callahan's droid, KE4 though. What's a KE droid? Maybe this is one. Causing KE4N4 to blow a casket. Ken probably designed that. It's an R series, but which R series? KE4. Do they not have the list of the different models, including the R2? Okay, we might have to go through one at a time, unless Legends had some images. Definitely not an R2. This is an R4 and an R5. This is an R4. No, wait, that must be it. That must be a 5. 4? 5? What are you? You're a Christmas tree. You're a Lego exclusive minifigure. All right, R1. The R1. Really? Wait, the droid that was the Jawas sold to Luke. I've got one somewhere. Oh, Servo. I see you, Servo. Yeah, I didn't realize Servo was there. I've got the droid that the Jawas sold Luke over there. That was an R1? A Jawa modified R1. I guess it's in the name. I can't really fault him for that. I don't think R1 shows up in the game though. We'll keep that in mind. All of this could have been prevented if Watto accepted Republic credits. Oh, that's true. Liam Neeson's Watto impression lives rent-free in my head. There's only one R2. We haven't got to R2. But no, they're a legendary droid. All right, this is just an R8. R2, we know what they look like, thanks to R2E. R3, yeah, we've just seen a few. R3 seem to have the transparent dome. Yeah, the clear dome. This unit was built for military and government. Hence the clear dome, maybe? It's like if you're bringing something into a prison. Very odd comparison drawn. All right, R4. Am I thinking of R5 when I said R4? I said R4D5. It's R5D4. Did we need an R5? We did need an R5. Never mind. I got it right. Questioned myself. R4 we might come back to. R6. Still not there. Still not there. If I get the image up of... Oh no, that's the R4. If I get the image up. Perfect. Maybe they were better as separate tabs. Let's get rid of them. That's what we're looking for. Let's see. Taking a break from Repo. I think games like Repo work because it's like Minecraft. You can always go back to it. The only thing I worry about is Minecraft I left so long, and that looks like... Oh no, that was R6. And now going back to Minecraft, it's a whole new game. I just want to play the basic one. They should let you play previous updates, which Repo I think is easy too. You can choose which ones you download. Because Minecraft operates on a different platform, it's hard to. So Repo might do well as long as it doesn't become its own launcher. This looks Star Trek. That's Star Trek. And I know it's Legends, some of these don't actually exist, but that's Star Trek. Right, R8 is the one without the eyes. We don't have to deal with that yet. And R9, out of all of them, this feels like an R9, but it also feels like something new. Maybe it's an R10. As it's New Republic, this could be an R10. So, doesn't work for our R8. That's what we're getting at. R8 have a satellite dish instead of a sensor eye, built to accommodate starfighters instead of focusing on a particular ship, such as the E-Wing. Oh, an array of starfighters instead of specific. So, this could be an R8, despite the fact that Legends have it. Very much so the no eye. That's like a Legends rule. In canon, maybe we do have the eye. So we've got CB. I need a list. Let me make a list. So CB, and we want a KE4N4. And I'll probably make a custom of this droid because it actually was the one that was in the E-Wing that we saw. The Lego one, which I've almost lost, doesn't look the same, does it? It's so very different. So close, but yet so far. Also, I like the yellow details on the side. I can definitely make one of these. And now, Imperial Probe Droid. Oh, if only we could add Spybot. Not an Imperial Probe. Do I have a probe, though? I do have a probe from the Hoth ATST. I don't think we can get too much better than that. I also don't think I'll be needing the display stand, so I can make sure I don't fill that up with another droid. I feel like I've left Servo out now. Thanks for stopping by and also dropping the numbers. I love a good set of numbers. So wait, let me screenshot the percentages just so I've got them for later. Thank you, Noel. Have a good one. May the bricks be with you. Haven't played it yet, George. No. We need Gregor for D Squad. I think Gregor should count as an honorary droid. B1 battle droid. We've got a few of those. Actually, where did I put my B1 battle droid? That's a good point. I moved them. Where did I put my B1 battle droids? Wait a second. There's a few on the display. I can grab one of those if need. Oh yeah, I can grab my articulated one. Where did I put my B1 battle droids? They might be in the process of a move, which means they're probably somewhere on the desk. They don't look like they are. What about this one? What about this B1 battle droid? Does this count? It's a B1 battle droid. A massive articulated B1 battle droid that, yes, the blaster can be held. It's on a clip at the minute. I think we count this as the B1 battle droid. I think we, where does it have to be for it to just be peering in the corner? Oh, am I going to knock that down? When it's got the shadow. The shadow's made it into the screen. That's so menacing. or I could like stand it up here. I could grab something and just every time you cut to the main cam, it's the battle droid. Oh, this is amazing. Maybe the battle droids are terrorizing the folk in Endor, but we're gonna have to find a battle droid that's a bit more to scale. You still feel like you're gonna fall over. Stop. No. Okay. If it falls over, I'm moving it back. Yeah, no idea where those battle droids are. I do have the one over here that's the articulated one that I mentioned. And if you haven't seen, I think I even made a few shorts on it. Oh, I love this battle droid. Let's, should have got the stand with it. Look at this Roger living life. Absolute perfection. There's a few modifications we made. We split the legs. They have been printed separate. We've got ball joints as well for the neck and the two arms. This is one of my favorite creations I have ever made. This is awesome through and through, and that will be our representative for the B1 battle droid. Check. DRK1 probe reminds me of this probe droid. Is this? Yeah, this probe droid reminds me of the one in the Maul mech. Let's thin these down. We're going to need the R series. That's always handy to have. I don't think I need to put Star Wars on half of these specific ones. Wait, what was that? What was that image that looked like Spybot? Yeah, this is definitely the Maul probe droid. It's got the wand out the back. I don't think the Maul mech did too good a job with, I mean, it didn't do a bad job. But they also did a very simple job. Actually, this does look quite nice. The Maul mech does a really good job at it. I'd swap the top fin for a wand though. I'm going to grab a black wand and essentially recreate that. Yes, the big one definitely counts. Hello there. So that's a all-sided snot brick. Although, wouldn't the probe droid, the DRK probe droid is a ball. So, what about this? And then we add a wand out the back. I'm thinking something that's rounded off, something we can round, something that's maybe a dome. Maybe a dome would be good. Also with those balls, there's one top, one bottom. Let's get a few elements for this. We could put a clip on top. That'll work. So that draw's going to be needed. And a dish. Black dish, red light, or just the black dish? We shall see. I wish there was a hole in this stud on the top. We could get a bar going through it. Also, probably better to have a black or at least a dark grey snot brick underneath there. But, again, like with the Maul mech, we can hide this. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit underneath. Ouch, I was hoping it would. Yeah, you see, now it doesn't fit underneath. Can't really include it on top. We could include a bracket or perhaps a snot brick. That's top, that's bottom. And the snot brick just has a front and a back. Or we could round it off on the side. I think I'm in for rounding it off on the side. Stud on top. If we have this, could we have a clip in the back for the wand? It's getting that wand at the right angle that's the hardest part. So, guess we don't need that. Let's get a second one of those. One on top, one underneath, dome in the middle, or dish in the middle, and wand sticking up out of the back. It's got to be a clip. It's got to be one of these out the back side. And that will hold up. See, that's still further over than I'd like. Oh, the choices. We are spoilt for choice here. Oh, wait. That's not snot bricks. surprise to be sure. Not a welcome one. We've got the hole for the dish at the front. We've got enough space for a tile, I'm guessing. Maybe a rounded off tile. Yeah, rounded off tile would look pretty good. And then we have a wand, but that clip's going to be visible from the back. So, oh wait a sec. If we've got enough space for a tile, we've probably got enough space for a clip. Hey, the clip works. The clip works. Barely, but it works. We're counting it. And then we can have the wand out the back. Sloping that off is going to be a pain, but it works. Maybe a jumper, maybe something that would work here. Maybe just a tile, maybe a 1x1 and it's quite squared off elsewhere. Or we've got a few rounded off plates, which don't just have to be round 1x1s. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. But they could also be half circles. Okay, actually round 1x1s work well. Dish on the back would work better, but it would compromise this clip. Oh, we could put something on the dish. See, the dish just looks so much better though. The dish on the back is going to look better than anything else. No chance something looks better than the dish. The wand is tricky. Or we could include this on the side and get a wand coming out the top. Flip it up. Oh wait, no, we flip it upside down. We've got the same problem. Or it's getting very hard to justify all these elements here. All right, we could try a clip on top and get that out by a stud. Or remove that. Okay, that's looking good. How do we get you on the bottom? And are you this, or are you a clip? Maybe we remove this. Maybe we take that off. Or, oh, I've got it. What we need isn't one of these clips. It's actually a 1x1 with a bar. That's the element we're looking for, because it doesn't have the gap through. I mean, none of these really have a gap through. Regret putting that 1x1 tile back. Gonna need that to cap off the back of these. But it's also got that little bit sticking out. That still seems like it's too far. How are these all too far? We just need a little something. I don't think it's going to work. We could rotate it on the side. We could do so much to this. But perhaps the bottom is just not meant to be. That bottom little camera, too close in, too little of a detail. Because that doesn't look too bad. It is still missing the hole. Is this fitting on? It fits on. That's one bright side. And then we'll get a wand for the top. And that will be our dark droid, our DRK. Our Dark Eye Probe Droid. I knew it stood for dark. I didn't know the full droid name. We're going to learn that today. Do I have a black wand in here? Yes. Is that a black wand? You're a black wand. Ah. You're a black wand, Harry. I'm a what? A wand. You're a wand, Harry. I'm a what? A wand. I'm a what? My humor's so broken. I'm on that side of YouTube, I guess. And then the wand goes in the top. There we go. That's actually looking pretty beautiful. I think we'll end the top row there. Just so we don't keep going, otherwise I'm going to lose track. So we've got a custom CB to make and a custom R9 from Ahsoka, but these droids exist. And that is what I wanted to do. Get droids that exist, which is going to get increasingly difficult, as we work our way down the list. I've really lost the plot, perhaps, but at least I'm not a wand. At least I'm not a wand. And Idio definitely exists. 100% I am not accepting the fact that these droids don't exist. They're the baby probe droids. So this is Iden Versio's droid from Battlefront. You know, I don't think I have a droid for Iden Versio, but I do have the droid we used for Spybot in Maul. And I feel like Spybot's a start. For this sort of droid, Spybot's the right way to go. Realistically, oh look, Vader Immortal, Obi-Wan, Battlefront 2, first pictured. Have to do Battlefront 2, and then yeah, Droid Tycoon. Is there an actual list characters? Or it'd be droid models, wouldn't it? No, it just takes me to the same page. What? Okay. Oh, well, I guess they don't have all the droids on here yet. There's the image I used for the thumbnail, though. Let's go back to the Idio. Yes, Battlefront 2. I don't think Spybot's going to be too good a representation, because Spybot's grey. This droid is definitely not. This droid's black, with an eye in the middle. Similar nods to the pit droid we made with the red eye. I think we could clamp two domes on top of each other, two dishes on top of each other, and then get an eye going through the middle. But how long a bar do we make? And how long a bar do we have to make? Let's get some dishes while we're here. We'll probably need them later on. Hello there, welcome. This is the eye support. These clips, oh, maybe we don't need it for the eye. Maybe we can use a T-bar, pneumatic T-bar. It's pneumatic for the hole in the middle. So you don't need a pneumatic T-bar, just a T-bar will do. We could get a stud connected between the two of these. There'd be a little bit of space around, but this would also fit on, I mean, what could you clip that? You need an anti-stud on the back, so it'd be a bit thick to be over Verso's shoulder, unless you had a Technic piece connecting it. And then a red 1x1. We have a bright red, but we don't have a transparent red. Do they not exist? There we are. Pretty good so far for the body of this thing. We could do a wand in the top. I kind of like the idea of that. How do I go about connecting a wand to the top of this? And for the arms and the legs, I think it's got to be 1x1 double-sided bar elements. And then we add little arms, or we could, yeah, I actually don't think there's an easier way, and get some of these droid arms on it. See how many we've got in grey? We've had a few probe droids. Oh, look at that. Wait a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do get spare Grievous arms with Grievous. I've got a 5th Grievous arm, and I bet a 6th. There must be another in here. Is there another? 1, 2, 3. There's another! Did I just put the Grievous arm back? Or did I keep... Yeah, I put it back, didn't I? Where did the Grievous arm go? Or was that the Grievous arm that I just had? That might have been the Grievous arm. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. We've got half a Grievous in the works there. I'm going to keep those to the side and definitely not forget about them. Definitely. They're the arms we needed. Hard part is trying to get this all concise and in that one little spot. Oh, what if we add a clip? What if we add a clip? We're going with quite a black... Eventually, we're going with a black colour scheme, yet I get dark bluish grey arms instead of black, of which I do own a few. It was an interesting choice there on my part. Perhaps a 1x1 with a clip to hold the arms, because the arms look like they're coming out the front. And then what would we get? 2 on this way, 2 on that way. And then how are we connecting this? Because I think that covers up the arms. I'm not sure. Not sure the math works out here. Yep, definitely covers up the arms. We could get more arms on the side. How many arms does this guy need? We could also have used this to hold on the main body. Still can use this for the main body. Oh, so we need a 2-length bar piece that doesn't have the bit in the middle. I know the bit in the middle helps with support elsewhere. Perhaps we could hook arms on arms. This is how Grievous does it. No, I don't think there's enough of an arm here to hook, unless we do it on the middle joint. That might snap the arm. We're not trying to do that. We need arms that have arm joints. Oh, they do connect at an angle. They go on loose, stiffen up at an angle. Perfect. We will use that. And now we're back to square one still, aren't we? I suppose this would connect to a great many joints though. And if we had these coming out the side, we could still use that 1x1 that I was talking about at first. So I'll get that. Hello there. I'm doing good, thanks. Am I also going to make a BDX? That's what started the whole thing, to be honest. Hello there first, but yes, that's what started the entire idea of building the droids. I want to build a BDX. They're the cute little box droids. And then eventually work my way around. And I thought, why don't we start at the top, spend a few hours and go through every single one. So that's what we are doing. I hope the BDX isn't too far down the list. Another mouse droid, no. Legs, work in progress. I could have printed them at this point. I had enough time. A double-sided bar is what we need, which we seem to only have in grey. Maybe there's not been as many colours as we hope, but we've got arms coming. Hope these would come out a bit more. Plus, that does feel very body-like for the droid. That T-bar was onto something, just the connection for the T-bar wasn't there. Unless a clip is hidden. How well is the clip hidden? And actually, wrong clip. Not very often I need this sort of clip. Oh, hold on. This is it. This is the clip, and it's hidden so well. I will be adding another wand at the back. It gets carried away at the top there. Can I squeeze this between the two dishes? Get a bit of friction keeping it in? No, that's not happening whatsoever, and we can't get a clip around it. We're missing the wand. Perhaps the wand is not what we need. We need a T-bar. What is everyone's favorite Star Wars show? Great question. Mine at the minute is more heavy bias on the fact that it's just come out. Heavy recency bias. Realistically, you're probably looking at Clone Wars. A few good shows of recent though. A very healthy amount of shows that have been as good, if not better, than Clone Wars of recent. Or we could add a 1x1 clip. Let's see what that looks like. Black one. And try and push it forward rather than out. Oh, wrong way. Wouldn't be too far off what this clip's doing, just hopefully a bit higher up. Yeah, you know what? I was going to say, yeah, that's better. I'm not sure it is better. We might need to flip it completely. Have this going backwards, essentially. And then the higher tilted the arms are. Right, let's put this clip on, flip it backwards. And then connect the arms underneath. That way they're lower, closer to the droid. That's the look I was going for. Something like so. Yeah, there we go. We have our ID10, which is a model that succeeded the ID9 with 4 legs instead of ID9's 5. ID9? What? Utilized following Battle of Yavin. Yes, well, that's in the book, I think. ID9s do have 5 legs. Huh, are they after ID8s? Seventh Sister employed a small... Oh, they're from the Jedi games. I forgot they were in that. Probe droids was so annoying. And Rebels. And the book mentions them. Right, there's our little ID droid. Nice. That's kind of cute, actually. Just the way it's got its arms up there. We got some good shouts for favourite shows. Andor. Andor is... Yeah, Andor. Andor. Speechless. What can I say? Bad Batch. Hoping we got some Lego sets for more like we did Bad Batch. Bad Batch was so welcomed, and it was very Clone Wars adjacent. But I think Bad Batch... Okay, here we are. BDX. Bad Batch... Yeah, Bad Batch might have left a sour taste in merchandisers' mouths. So Hasbro... Bad Batch is still coming out with new things. We've seen a few of them on recent, like, Micro Galaxy series. But the thing with those is a lot of the blind boxes and such, they're not affected by a bad... Like, Bad Batch was not a bad show. I didn't want to say that. They're not affected by shows that don't sell as well in merch. The Bad Batch is a group, so 3 seasons in, there's only so much you can do. Whereas Lego come out with a Justifier, which was their only set for season, what, 3? 2, 3? And it didn't sell because it was so expensive. It included repeat characters that we'd already seen elsewhere. Fennec, that exact figure had came out. Omega was in the Advent. So I guess we didn't know that at the time, but that was that year. Omega was in the Advent that year. And then Hunter was already out. People were wanting Crosshair, and Cad Bane already had a minifigure. So it did knock on to the set. And then you have people wondering, oh, where's the 3rd set for the 3rd series? Probably because the Justifier didn't sell too well. This is not what I wanted. They didn't come out with another one. Wait, there's not a BDX page? BDX is... look, they're so cute. Look at it waddling around. I'm going to have to get an image up of it then. What do you mean? BDX... They've got to have a page. Where are the BDX droids? They're at Disney parks. Have they not been in Star Wars material? I feel like they should have been in a few comics. I know their first on-screen appearance is for the movie. BDX. BDX. Hey! Type of similar looking, similar name. BDX. Look! Look at this guy. Oh, we've got to do the BDX droid justice. So, looking at this. Master Mouldie, Shadow Lord. We've got... I'm thinking Snot Brick. Snot Brick for the base. We make this a 1x2 block. A lot of the droids so far have exaggerated features. Is the Gonk droid as big as the mouse droid? As big as that? No, the Gonk droid's bigger. But it's Star Wars. Most of the droids fit to this scale. Excluding the Probe droid as well. There's more a vehicle, I suppose. There's probably a smaller droid on the inside of that working it. So, 1x2 body. And we've got no arms. I like the chicken statue of it. There are wires going out the back, but no arms. We want to make that clear in the Lego build. So a 1x2 with only studs on the bottom. Maybe we can add something for the wire. Let's see about that 1x2. The front as well. Definitely looking into the Gonk droid, because there are a few ways we could do it similar. Though I want legs on this one, and it'd be awesome if it could stand. But trying to get something that stands on so little legs, the fact they're able to work this into so many projects, awesome. Little cassette tape player in the middle as well. That is definitely a cassette player. Probably a jumper with... So let's start at the front. Let's start with what we can see. 1x2 jumper in white. So we'll get those jumpers out. And I also do want, I think, a 1x1 tile for the middle piece. So this is the front of the droid. Oh look, both elements right on top. And now the legs. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about the legs. Maybe the legs are bar elements. Maybe we don't need a stud out the side. We need clips. Stud's going to be easier because it lines up. Let's stick with it first. And that's a stud out both sides. So that limits the colors we can use. Don't know if I have one. Oh, I was going to say, don't know if I have one of them in white. Well, what do you know? What do you know? Nothing underneath. Frying pan stud for sure in bluish grey. Leading into, this is the tricky bit, frying pan stud would lead into a bar end. And then how do you connect a bar potentially to another bar into a foot? Because we've got a few bar elements here. And we could use some of the like pistol elements, but they're still going to have the same problem of the bar to bar connection. Using a lot of frying pan studs. Oof. One there. We could double it up. Like this works. But also, I feel like this goes down into the foot. So what sloped off element has a hole in it? Or, wait, why are we trying to add knees into a droid that is teeny tiny? I think these are the feet. I think we add blue feet right here. We just need bright blue 1x1 studs with a hole in, which apparently don't exist in my collection. They might exist. If they exist, this is one. Actually, do I have more? I have more dark bluish grey 1x1s. This is one of those special cases. I would be happy to, if they're cheap, order a piece. If not, then grab a paintbrush and do the work myself. What blues? Oh, bright blue. Yes, that one, please. Thank you. Where's the bright blue one gone? Bright blue. Or do we, blue on the outside, grey on the inside, do we get a light grey and paint the outside blue? That way we've got the grey on the inside, blue on the outside. I'm going with that at the minute. Let's finish building before we get any sort of paints out. Also, we could make this taller or shorter as we please with these. Especially if we're going to stand it on studs, it will be a little taller. I'm thinking of the slope around the back. That can get that chicken posture on it. Do I have one of those in white? Do they exist in white? I don't know. No, we've got a few of them in here in like greys. Well, I thought we had a few of them in here in greys. Oh. Well, was that one? I'm not seeing any. Oh, hold on. I am remembering though that the inverted rounded slopes exist. I always overlook this element here. I've definitely got one of these in white. Yes, there we go. And then we've got room for a snot brick. We've got room for a neck joint. If we had a neck joint here, we could have the head rotate side to side, have it wiggle. This would go on the back. We could set the neck back a little bit if we needed that space at the front. I like the snot brick idea with a wobble, but then it exposes the sides and lessens, it makes them less white. Less white sticking out. Oh, oh, yes. I was going to go with a rounded 1x1 tile on the top of the legs, but then I saw I had a bunch of these. Sometimes that's all it takes. Go into your parts bin, seeing a different piece. and adding that to the top of the leg. So the head has got to be 2 studs wide. That makes sense with all the holes we've got in it. We're not doing that for any less. Thinking very Herbie thoughts with some sort of bricks or some sort of brick, maybe a Technic brick on top. Maybe a Technic brick on top, which would lean towards this sort of snot brick. The half tall, not that. Light bluish grey. Yeah, as we don't have a white one, we have a blue one. Oh, we do. Oh, that one. And then a white Technic brick because we need the double-sided hole. 1x2 Technic brick with the single hole. This will all come together and it's going to look hopefully so good. Let's grab... I said I had a load of 1x1s with a hole, so I'll grab 2 dark bluish grey of those. How are we going to do the side angles? Maybe we leave them empty. Maybe we leave them open and add those ones on the back. Add those ones on the back. How are we going to do it? And the light on the front as well, actually. Be nice to get that sticking out over to the side. How? Well, I got the plan for the head to add the grey eyes and hopefully a blue stripe. I've either got a 1x1 plate in here or a jumper. The head's going to go together with 2 of these. And that's putting the neck bracket. Oh, this best look good. I can't not do this justice. This is the most important build you are going to see today. From me. Possibly anyone, ever. Might reduce that to just 1. 2 was a bit ambitious. And that's the perfect height forward. This is like inspiration for Herbie. It's different, but it's not too different. Right, we do need those fins at the back. I'm thinking frying pan studs again in grey, not in white. I see the odd one in here in white, but we want the actual 1 bits to be grey. And that also pulls it out from the head. So we're not too fussed about the way that looks. Look, this is it. Oh, look at that in Lego. Wish we had some angle to the head, and this one is missing the flashlight. Maybe there is a way we could get a flashlight off to the side. But how without overcomplicating it, I wouldn't know yet. Maybe the leg should be a little bigger as well. We've got the grey joint. Maybe we need a blue stud on top of. This definitely feels very, if not chicken, very rabbit with the ears. Looking front on, it's very rabbit-esque. I might even cube out the body just to give it that much more of a unique look. I don't know if the sharper angle would have been better. Maybe we can keep this or get another. No, there's no way we'd do that on the bottom. What if we extend the legs? Give it a bit more leg. Just a little bit more. Not a full stud. Yeah, that looks a bit more like it. Oh, this is so cool. They can rotate the head sideways. They can also be like, You know that inquisitive look that pets give? That's the sort of motions that they've built into this BDX droid. It can waddle along. We need, that's what we need. I think we need a 1x2 sticking out or a jumper. Maybe a blue jumper for the triangular feet. Jumper's already here. Blue jumper. Is this the old jumper? Yeah. Do I have new jump? This is... Oh no. I thought it was mostly old jumpers. So a jumper on each foot. And that might help balance it out. And then we'll push the legs back in. Yes. I think that makes it look less rabbit. That is... Oh, that is... What do we think? I think that's pretty cool. For our BDX droid, I need to make hundreds, thousands of these guys. That is quite impressive. There's something we could still do. I like the leg more now that we've added the jumper. And then... More Shadow Lords, your favourite show. Ooh. I said the same, didn't I? Recency bias, though. I put mine on recency bias and then called back Clone Wars. Maul was such a good show. The good thing about Maul, it's like a bit of music. The good thing about Maul is that it builds on every previous episode of Clone Wars that we've got. Like music. Yes, every album I listen to, I get flashbacks of Clone Wars, which is actually true, but I meant Maul flashbacks on Clone Wars, music, flashbacks on like every other bit ever written. An ARG droid. ARG droid? What's an ARG droid? ARG. The more I say it, the less I actually know about it. ARG 19, also known as Aggie, was a mechanically simple yellow-plated droid who resided on the planet Mina Rau. Become friends with the droid B2EMO. What? Andor droid? But do we know, is this what ARG comes from? ARG 19. Is in Aggie? No. 9? Kind of rotated. Yeah, I can see the Aggie. Aggie or RG? ARG 19 IE. ARG 19 ARGIE. RG or Aggie? I feel like it's RG. All right, we'll make RG though, because I've already done a B2EMO. I don't think we got a B2EMO. We got a ground mech, which feels like a B2EMO sort of thing. But let's see what we can pull together in terms of jumpers. Let's grab B2EMO as well for inspiration on the legs. We've got a... Keep going to show the camera. We're close up here now. 2x2 jumper with 4 studs. We've got B2EMO's spare little leg as well. The ground mech's actually tiny. I like the proportions from like Gonk ground mech. And then we have the BDX droid, which is blown out of proportion. But some droids can be simplified down. I think the eye of this looks good. Be interesting getting the slope around, but I think we can do it for this because we'd need another... I think we go dark bluish grey jumper and then yellow studs. I'll keep that around. We also have a B2EMO from the Advent as well, which that was nice seeing. Dark bluish grey, yellow, and then a bracket. Get the brackets out. Yellow studs though. How many do I yellow studs? Oh yes, very nice color. Yellow studs, a bracket, I want to get a black eye. Has said no one ever. I want to get a black eye for the droid. That's going to be on front. Probably a dark bluish grey bracket as well. And if we have a yellow dome, I'd prefer that over a cheese slope. Tan, tan kind of works. It's this sort of element. But I don't think I have a yellow one. I have a few reds. I have quite a few reds. Was reds on the pick-a-brick wall? Yes, reds has got to be on the pick-a-brick wall. And there is that red mark there. Does it exist in yellow? Arch? Dome? Slope? I don't know. Reggie. It does. Yeah, Aggie's definitely ARG. Like, so close, but so far. 1x1 arch, 1x1 slope, one... Oh! Curved double. rather than, I guess an arch is the absence of a slope. We have yellow. That's what I want. Yellow should look good here. Yellow in a few sets. All right, I think this is another case of adding a little splash of, oh, good thing we had that one. Almost got rid of it. Add a little splash of color to it. So let's bring up RG slash Aggie slash Reggie slash anyone. Anyone. I've made that joke before, but I feel like that droid should exist. Anyone. Similar scale to B2 Emo. So I've got the 4 studs on the back. Don't need that one. And then the bracket and arch with the big eye, because this droid has quite a big eye out the front. Maybe I build this even taller and add a stud or something to go thin out the middle. That's definitely got to be bluish grey. I don't think that's going to be yellow. And I'm going to paint the slope on top yellow to get it to look right. Yeah, this next to B2 Emo. This one's a bit taller, but this is our ARG droid. Perfect. Right, can you stand up though? No, you're not gonna stand up for me, are you? Can you? No, just a little bit. I suppose that's not terrible. You can kind of tell what it's meant to be. Just looks like it's floating there. Looks like a little Lola droid or something. Senate's hovercab. Oh, this is probably the easiest one to make because it literally is a droid we've already built, but without any of the accessories. I dare I even say flat top. Very similar to what we've done for this droid. Actually, probably enough removed, because if we've got the flat top, that's where the difficult part is, because we can't have something like this sticking out. It would stick out too far. And we also want the wand on top. All right, definitely something like this with a 1x1 on top. What colors? This one's yellow. We could do tan, just so it's different to the previous yellows that we've done. And then we've got holes in the front. We could use those holes. If the whole thing holds in with a wand, RG67, Reggie, RG, and an RG. Would it be an? If it starts with an R, would it be A? An R2D2, because I think Astromech, so I think A, but it'd be A. Well, R2D2 is a name anyway. Yeah, that would work. Overthinking it as always. Let's keep the wands out. Wands are great for little droid accessories, and thankfully, Tink's being a Harry Potter fan, or a Lego Harry Potter fan, means that I've got quite a few in colours like tan. I want to use this to hold the pieces together. This plate's going to hold the top one, and I wanted this to go over the bottom as a ball, but it doesn't reach, so I could flip it, or I could keep that in there, perhaps even have something connected to the ball, have a clip, have, what could be connected? Could always be a stud. I don't think a stud's that small. And also this is quite small. We could add brackets, we could add a stud, we could add the wands. Do we have tan wands? We have these ones. We also kind of need a black one. Like a black eye works. Maybe we could double up on the black eye and have those sticking through. Yeah, okay. And they fit through the gap. Then we just need something to connect these. Potentially another eye in the middle. Yeah, something that goes all the way through. and ends up with a wand. It's very hard to pull the wand back through when it's already through. Like going in that way, easy peasy. Going in the other way, hold up a second. And then how do... Oh, wait. I'm overthinking this again. We've got the 2x2s not in dark tan, but we've got these inverted plates. How do they look? Oh, the studs don't work. That's why we didn't go with those, because of the studs at the front. We could also use binoculars. They would look good at the front because they could stick out possibly even at an angle, but they wouldn't get a wand through them. We've got the flatter top. The rounded bottom. Rounded bottom feels like it needs a 2x2 on top. Rounded off 2x2, or maybe a jumper. Maybe a jumper attached to it. And then the wand. The wand could be on a stud on top. Or what can we use to fill? We'll still get binoculars in there anyway. None of these, even the two tools, aren't going to fit unless I fit a wand through. Now I've got to try it. 1x2. All right, we'd fit like another jumper or something on the bottom. Let's fit you all the way through. And does a wand fit through? Surely not, right? No, it doesn't. Doesn't fit through. What about a stud on top? We could do a little bit of dark bluish grey because we've got the main colour sticking up through. Kind of gets rid of the point of having a flat top if then you stick something through it. Or again, don't want to make the top too thick. How do we go about this? We could add a plate on top. These eyes do stick through the rounded bit. We could add maybe even a dish on top. Okay, the dish works. And then can we upgrade to a dome underneath? We have a tan dome. Oh, maybe we were thinking too small with the slope. Because this, oh, it doesn't fit around the eyes. So close. The illusion, perhaps? What if we flipped these onto the bottom? I don't know if that would affect how the pin goes through. I'm hoping not. But if we flip these to the bottom, we could line it up with a hole at the top that looks like another cam. Oh, it does. It does affect how the middle bit goes in. No. No. Other way around then. And then we've got our Senate droid. Finally, we can add a ton of these to the Senate for Yoda and Palpatine's duel, where it's broadcast for hopefully only the Senate to see. Otherwise, everyone would have seen that. I don't think Palpatine can hide away from that. There's our Senate droid. Yeah, that looks pretty accurate. I still think we could get the bottom more domed off. More rounded, but this would also give us that stud connection on the bottom to attach. How far can we attach this through? Like a long way. There's nothing else we can attach to these top two. Nothing we can connect them with. Nothing we could squeeze in there. There is something. There is something. Just not something that I thought of. A clip might work its way in there. Same goes for so many different elements, but I think if we try and think too hard on these, we're going to be here all day. So on to the next. We are on rare droids, by the way. We've gone through all the commons pretty quickly. We are on the BU4D. All right, BU4D. This is where it starts getting more difficult as we go through, and I'm less believing in the fact that these droids actually exist in the Star Wars universe, but I assume they're taken from somewhere. BU4D is the droid in the fighting ring in Solo. This one I have to build. Looking for jumpers. There's a Funko of this one, so that would give us some nice angles on the design. They didn't call it. They didn't call it by its name. Of course not. This is one of the fighting droids though, isn't it? I know it's there in Resistance. This is, or is it not? With the, it's like a modified gonk. Maybe it's not. It just says Force Awakens and a few shorts. Oh. Maybe it's a different name. Same droid. We've definitely got to add some clips for the hands. That connection is unique. Do we have yellow snot bricks? Do we have yellow double-sided snot bricks is the real question. And the real answer is no. So we could use a yellow plate on the front, and that's a jumper. The legs are a jumper with, I would say, a grey jumper with yellow jumpers attached, or yellow studs. Again, depends how big we want to make this. This is minifigure scale based on that other image. This one. This is the image of them at work. Long legs though. Very long legs. The arms could be. The arms could be a great many things. Brackets with cheese slopes. Then we get some domes on them. That would be about 3 bricks wide. A lot of the parts we've already used today. Goes to show you only need a handful of elements to make a droid. And do these stick out? No, I think they'll be all right. As close as they are. Yellow tiles for sure though. Could have got those out immediately. If we've got the grey. Got the grey jumpers. I'm just going to have one of these. Angle the arms down a little bit, as much as I can, and then start. I was going to add grey jumpers before I added... Oh wait, a yellow 1x1 would go a long way here. Before I added yellow jumpers, I think I'm going to add a brick as the legs. And even as a brick, I might add round bricks rather than square. The perfect element would be that 1x2. I can picture it with the gap in the middle, but it's going to be a hard piece to get in yellow. And I think the reason they've built it so blocky is so it covers up a lot of the design, so you can't see what's past it. Makes it a lot easier to just whack either someone in the suit or to get a machine in there and have that interchangeable. But with Lego we can mix it up, and it's a lot easier to build it without having to get any electronics or a person in this suit, because this is tiny. We could also get something on the back. Do we have a yellow ingot? A yellow ingot? A yellow, no yellow ingot, all right. A grey panel then, because there's probably a hatch for, like we say, someone to get in and out of the suit. So a grey panel on the back. Get some cheese slopes on those arms, or the rounded tiles. Dark bluish grey. Well, there's one. There's a lot of the 1x2s. This is the corner slope I'm looking for though. I can hear them falling. No. Come back. And then for the hands, reminds you of Johnny 5. With had a set of track wheels to it. That's Johnny 5's head, isn't it? I've seen it now. That's Johnny 5's head. Oh yeah, how are we going to do the head of this? Yellow brackets? We do have dark orange brackets. Yellow, yes! Handful of them. And then Feels like it should be a printed piece on the front, or at least a yellow 1x1 with a hole in, because it's got that rounded face. Something like that. Does that even come out as far as that element? No, not as far as we need. And then a cheese slope. Cheese slope on the top. That will slope up to the head. That would be better than any sort of rounded element too as well for the head. Let me go grab the clips. We'll keep those out. Save us coming back for them if I haven't lost them. Who's Johnny? Remember that song? I can't say I know the song, no. Or I can't say I remember it. I probably do know it. I'm going to add a jumper in between, I think. Short Circuit. Short Circuit, Johnny Five's from. I added a jumper, but I wanted that to go out over the arms. Yeah, it kind of works that way. Or... oh wait, the slope. Slope can't go too high, because then the arms have got to be able to spin. There we are. Lower the arms down a tad. Oh, that might be too much. That might be too much. And then... oh, that would slope the face down. But what if we had a rounded slope that goes over the top? I'll keep that one there. Yellow rounded slope. Come on. Gotta have one. Just an odd one. Now's the time to shine. Oh. Yes. The song is from Short Circuit. Oh, wait, is that where he finds his name? Is that the song? Oh, I never knew the name of it. Maybe a 1x2 tile should go on the front. Maybe we should get that. I rewatched those the other day because, yeah, Tings had never seen them. And oh, that movie. I remember the second one as well. The second one might have aged worse, but that first movie, that one character, I don't know how they even thought that was going to be a good idea. That is crazy. Looking back on it, it's the sort of thing that just couldn't happen. And the position was awkward all around, but wow. Wow. Oh, how times change, thankfully. Oh, still a pretty good movie, but it is a little off-putting. Oh, we don't want them to drop all the way, but an extra half. Oh wait, that's an extra full. No, that's too much. That's too much. And that is almost not enough for the eye. What I'm going to do is get a snot brick in here. A yellow one. That would give us the hole we need for the face. And then how to connect that. Ah, no. Is this going to look too chunky? Oh, that's not going to fit. That's going to be the problem with that. Cheese slope. Come on, save the day here. So, we've got... I think we're getting somewhere with this snot bracket. Then we had the... maybe the jumper's what we need to get rid of. Maybe the jumper's the problem. Okay. Maybe a 1x2 in red at the bottom, so we do have that little bit of red. But that looks like it. Maybe the 1x1 tile back. Hello there! Welcome. Okay, I can see this being the droid we've got on screen. We still need to add the grippers. Maybe the yellow 1x1 studs also work out better on the arms, because these arms are quite long. We shrink them just for scale, and they've got that conical look because of the way the grey bars stick out. And then that 1x2, we'll get a dark red one. Gonna have that piece out. Yes. That will hold the legs together. Give it a little bit more height. Is this roughly minifigure scale, Luke? What do you think? Yeah, it's about the height of a minifigure. It's about the width too. Very humanoid, very old, like Mission to Mars-esque, city space sort of thing. We'll keep that back lower. Kind of modified the back bit there. So far going strong with these droid builds. And then the next droid is the ball core. Right. That one's going to be a tricky one because it's similar, very similar to the BBs and the CBs that we've taken a look at, with the legs and the head of this one. All right. Now we could do this a few ways. We could make this a little wider. We can add the head onto a dome or even a dish piece, basically call it a day on that. But actually that sounds like a good start. Going forward, I don't know if that's going to work with a load of these builds though. It might seem a bit disproportional. That was nice. Oh, I've spilt it down me. Lucky it's just water, but oh, chilly. Also, where's the ball core shown up in? Model of worker droid with two-tone blue plate. Oh, it's not going to be blue the whole time. We'll try and get as blue as we can. Oh, this is Droid Tycoon. So is this an exclusive droid? I guess this is an exclusive droid for Droid Tycoon. But will it be forever? This is where the fun begins. Let's get ourselves... So what parts do we need for the legs? Legs are a bit grey. Now would be a great time to switch to dark bluish. Get some blue tiles on top. And then same with the jumpers. Get those underneath. And then the Technic brick of a head would sit on a BB body. But it doesn't work with the rest of the dome. I think in addition a jumper, that way we can add a few more joints to the legs. We could also extend these down underneath a dish. So round parts are in demand. Here's the blue we want. Blue and, what did they say? Blue and grey. Two-tone blue plating and 2 white photoreceptors. But what two-tone? It's dark blue and 501st blue. So a two-tone blue is two-tone blue. Wonder what other blues we've got and if they'll link up to this, because we could put a 2-length bar in the middle. Now we know it fits. Connect in the head though. Connect in the head. Different story. White photoreceptors makes me think that's a white dome on top. If that's a white dome, then we could get... Oh, we could get a clip. Oh. Or we could get a plate with a clip. And that clip could go into, if not a Technic brick, a snot brick. You can make using a Technic brick. Maybe even an axle. Nothing on the back besides the 2 ears. We don't even have the 2 ears. Wait, he's missing the 2 ears and a blue 1x2 rounded plate. Maybe I should have kept those out. Is that light blue or dark blue? That's our light blue. And our dark blue is actually our light blue. confusing, isn't it? And then what light blue is it? That one? Bang on first time? What? How did we do that? Oh, yeah, it is bang on first time because we're going to use a pin for it. What do we need from this? The clip. Dark bluish grey seems to be the way. So we'll use that to hold on the head without getting too many parts in there. And it's a straightforward build by the looks. We do need to capture a 2-length bar in the middle. Hold it hostage. Support the entire thing on this 2-length bar. And hopefully these, yes, they still go on. Don't know about the plate. Okay, hold on. Hold on, I didn't think this through about the plate. Well. Do we have another one of those in blue, perhaps? That I can, oh, wrong draw. Another jumper. Yeah, that'll work. Still won't with this. Unless we manage to get... Oh, actually, do we have a blue underside rounded piece? Because that would work. Yeah, that would go on the back. And there's our ball. There's our ball. Need a stud in... That looks like light bluish grey. Maybe we can darken it for this. And then more blue feet. And this one should stand up. Let's go with a different blue. We don't want it to look too similar to the other one we created earlier. There we are. So our 2 legs, which can wobble out to the side. I'm wondering if they should be to the side. If we should push them out to the side with one of these clips. And have them pointing like so. We then have a stud on the side. That makes them look more astromech size, and they're not astromech size. They're little wobblers with a ball in the middle instead of the other. And this is definitely a BD head. BD-like head. We've got these on front. If only there was a 1x2 with just that bar in the middle without the side bits. Bonus points for being rounded. Or, wait, I just thought I might need a quarter tile in blue. Yeah, let's go with the royal blue. Because we don't need to have a 1x2. We don't need to build this system. We can build this crazy. We can build this coming out of, you know, all sides. We build this as sloped in as we want. Maybe we go without that tile in the middle. And then we just pull these out a little bit. There. And same on here. So they're still insecure, but they're coming out of the side of the body. And now we've got that single 1x1 we wanted in the neck. And now the head can clip straight to that. And we've still kept the look of no arms. It looks like it's missing arms. That's perfect. I think that's our ball core. Is it the same height? Almost the same height. We can push the legs in to get at least 1 stud down. And that makes it still almost the same height. It's so close. These are looking so close to Herbie. I want to build a little minifigure Herbie now. If only I could pick up Galactus. So close. As soon as they hit a sale, they sold out. No. I'm gonna say that, make a noise for every one of these droids, because I have grown attached to each and every one of these thanks to the upgrades we need. How do we build you? The roller was a model of worker droid with white plating. All right, we will be the judge of that. Appeared in Droid Tycoon. So instantly, I'm seeing the same bottom as a lot of the previous. Actually, what I'm seeing is this droid we've already built with the head of this one. So where I said no chi slope, this is where the chi slope comes in. We have the chi slope, we keep everything else the same, and apparently they're white. Apparently they're white. If they want to be white, they can be white. All right, we'll find a white jumper, white studs, white bracket. I don't know about, maybe a white snot brick would work, because then we could still have the 1x1. And then, oh no, we need the chi slope on the back. So, wrong draw. Oh, white studs, white, what else do we need? There's a white jumper. 4 white studs for the legs, which there's something about the 4 studs going on there. There's something about studs being placed together. Lego do it for their sandwiches as well. Quite satisfying. That's tan. That one's white. And they're the legs. 4 white studs on the back of the jumper. And now, let's copy the head of this. We've got, do we want to plate it one up or add a stud? I think a grey stud, bluish grey stud, which has been present in so many of these work. Grab a black eye for it later. Sounds so threatening. And then a white jumper. Oh, I do have white jumpers. A black eye and a white chi slope. Just a 1x1. Bring me the cheese. And just like so, it's different to the previous droid. It's also different to B2 Emo. The big difference is the head. The big difference is the head. I kind of want to switch B2 Emo as well to have that eye sticking up. What would B2 Emo? Maybe that eye would be too emo, too big. B2 Emo too big. Haha. All right, that's our roller. Roller is a great name for a droid, especially one that rolls around all day. 2BB. 2BB is a different BB series droids. Why is Wikipedia opening in a new tab? This is the flat head. So we could create the head of this. So perfect representation on Droid Factory here. Absolutely perfect. We've got the rounded dome of BB, very rounded. BB9E is similar height but squared. We've got BB4, or the other BB droids, which have a little hat for their eye here. And we have 2BB. They all have antennas. We're going to ignore that. 2BB has just a plate. Just a plate. Maybe it's a tull. Maybe it's a tull and we ignore the eye. I think that could be the stud though. I see that as a stud. Hardest part is doming the stud. So this is probably a printed dome with like a black stud on top. Anything for the eye? I don't think so. I don't think so. Nothing for the eye. It's got to be something. I think just the stud on top would work. Let's find a black 1x1 closed stud. Oh, a few of them to go around. And we'll add, yeah, we'll just add the black stud on top of a 2BB. And that'll be another torso. Is there any way we can recreate the bodies of these droids though? BB-8 uses their own piece. It makes sense that we'd use our own piece for it. So that's going on the list. 2BB2 specifically. Might be back for BB4. ALT. Hold on a second. There's an R4. Oh, Yes. R4, not R5. We made that mistake earlier. An ALT. Right, these have definitely shown up before. They're very astromech, but they've got different legs. So could we use an astromech, but give it triangle legs? Triangles are hard shape to get in Lego. Not impossible, just a little difficult. We have a few R2 torsos. We also have the shorter ones, which might benefit here. Let's see. We've got, yeah, we'll have the white torso, maybe a dish or something underneath, and a dome to go on top. Do I have my astromech dome heads in here? Or are they in the drawer below? They might be in the drawer below. Worth a look. Any astromechs home? Any specifically like R2D2 heads? Maybe they were in the same drawer and I missed them. Or we could get this ALT looks different to the one that I recognize. The one-time Wikipedia doesn't open in a new tab. This is the ALT that I recognize. So this one would be a white jumper, a grey dish, and maybe a orange or like a golden stud on top. Whereas the ALT I recognize is the R2D2 head. Oh, there's a few droid bodies in there. Keep that in mind. Oh, all right, no droid heads. So let's go with that. Or instead of the white jumper, we could separate it with a 1x1. And then we could get the eye on top. If we have like a golden frying pan stud that can go through the entire thing, let's darken off the inside as well, in case we can get that frying pan stud through the middle in gold with a black eye. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't go all the way through because of that little bit at the back, but then black eye or a black frying pan, a black nipple tile on the frying pan stud. Could even flip that around. All right, looks very sticking out of the port in the trash compactor. I think we can run with that. It's mainly the legs and the underside, which if you want to recreate the bottom of the droid, I think it's a few more plates. You can always add a 2x2 plate and a 1x1 stud underneath. That always works for giving it the rounded look, because astromech droid bases aren't actually rounded. There's that one line that goes left to right. So there's our base, and we're going to need some Technic for the side here. We could do wedges. We wouldn't be able to stud them down, but they would fit so well. Do we have our wedge tiles as well? Do we have any in white? Yes, we do. So a white 1x1 while we're here. I've seen a few of them come out. Oh, healthy chunk. Just need 2 of them. And then these wedges will be our legs. A track underneath wouldn't go amiss. Actually, a track underneath would be quite helpful. If we could attach something there, maybe we get something between here. But my thinking is to like, oh, wait, that stud at the bottom, that helps us. That stud at the bottom is our connection. All right. And there is gold on the top. Do I get a gold does a gold 1x1 even exist? I don't know. Does it? Does a gold 1x1 exist? I mean, here's our non-regular parts, but they seem to be all transparent elements. Yeah, like transparent orange. A stud exists, but does a gold 1x1 plate? Or do we switch to something like a more nougaty colour? Here's our tiles. Oh, hold on. That's a gold 1x1 plate. That is a 1x1. Was that a 1x1 as well? No. Come on, you can't just tease us with one. Maybe they're in a bag. Okay. I have some gold parts in here. Any gold 1x1 though? Oh, I might have one in this bag. This bag is 1x1s that Tinks had spare from the Diagon Alley Lego set, the collector's edition. And there is a gold one in there. Yes! We've got a gold piece for our alt droid. These droids better stay built, stay on my collection. I'm going to have to clear some room on the space behind. All right. And then get some of these slopes in there as well. Yes, that looks better. Maybe we could add something gold, a gold plate or a gold jumper. A gold jumper? That would fill the gap. The jumpers exist in gold. Not likely. Maybe a gold stud instead of dark bluish grey. We need a hole in the middle of it. Maybe a gold stud would work. And then we could always print on the torso. Yeah, we do need the hole. This is... Oh, look at that. And in the other side as well. Come on. Yes, I might remove the plate at the bottom. I might get this looking more chopper torso. Also, I think this thing's meant to... Actually, I thought it was meant to be a bit bigger. Looking at that the image underneath the one we're looking at, it's got legs. It's got legs. Whoa, well, it doesn't really have legs. I think that's for the track to go around. But it looks like it has legs. So I'll just add one underneath. Yeah, that looks better. Because then it's off the ground and then we have the exposed stud for it. All right. There's our alt droid. What one's next? I don't remember. We're on to the R4. This droid is the one with the Christmas tree top, which I don't have any of the droids with a Christmas tree top, but chances are there is a droid that is an R4 unit that doesn't have a Christmas tree top, right? I saw something about a captain there. Appearances. Anakin to the rescue. Battlefront, there was one. Attack of the Clones. Okay. Few Clone Wars ones. Which was in Attack of the Clones, though? Standard installed on the R6. Wait. Active memory. You mean R4? No, that's the R6. Whereas, in an effort to save money... Wait. Oh, they could fit it onto an R4. That's where that comes in. Where? R4. Attack of the... Now that. R4P17. Why does that ring a bell? Oh, R4. Kenobi's droid. Well, hello there. Kenobi's droid indeed. That makes this one easy. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, I say any of them. No, there is a time where we hadn't made the piece yet. But at some point, we gave all our astromechs a nice neck accessory that is thinner than a jumper so that their heads spin. But there's our R4, and the collection's coming together real nice. R9, we definitely don't have one of these. Do we have a... is this the last R9? Is this the last R series model? I feel like I might have created an R9. Did I not go through on it? R9, Luke, this is... Oh no. No, this is Legends. I was going to say... Oh, there we go. I was missing that. Do we have any canonical R9 units? Tiny Death Star. Tiny Death Star R9. Well, that's not an R9 unit. Wait, where was the R9s? Hold on. There's an R9 in... Maybe it's mention of one. Star Wars R9. R2 R9 doesn't count. In programming. Oh dear, poor droid. Oh, R9, yes. Not R2 R9. The R9 astromech doesn't actually exist, but I don't think the droid themselves would be too dissimilar from an R series. So where do I keep my legs? My droid legs. Why are they probably down here? I mean, there are some droid legs, not the droid legs I was looking for, but can you be too picky when it comes to droid legs? Clearly, I can. No chance I've used all my droid legs. I mean, I did... I feel like I have more of the droid legs because I bought so many for the bodies of Plo Koon's droid that sold really well. So I don't actually have those droid legs. Okay. Don't go in that drawer. Noted. Do we have any astromechs that have dish heads though? Because that's what I'm going for. Maybe a dish head and like a BB-8 head on top of that. Or just dishes. Add a dish into a droid head. Wait, I feel like the Old Republic droid is kind of an R9, but isn't really. What is the Old Republic droid? Old Republic. The astromech. Should put astromech. What series? T7 series. This is the one that I'm thinking of exactly. This is the droid. T7. You see how the head goes though? Now, not too dissimilar to an R9. If we had an actual torso with it, I feel like this would fall under the R9 in canon. The way the head's shaped reminds me of... Where's it gone? Reminds me of this. Let's back up. These droids definitely similar. Except for the fact that this one's got quite a square body. That one's rounded off. Self-enhances, yeah, wow. Okay. Remind me to never get an R9. R9, just from the book. So we haven't actually seen what the R9s look like. I think just because of that dish-like head. All right, let's go back to the R series thing. See what it says about R9s. Similar to the R2, but with enhanced systems. Now I've got to slap a dish on an R2 unit. Enhanced systems? Enhanced systems? So we have that eye. We have enhanced systems? What else is different? It looks the same except for the dish between the head. All right. Let's whack a dish on an R2 then and enhance the systems. Do I have a R2? I got a muddied R2 hanging around. Do I have an R2 hanging around? And Why do I feel like R2's in the Millennium Falcon? I think R2's probably the only minifigure in the... But yep, in the Millennium Falcon. Probably the only minifigure in here, right? Nope, there's a 3PO as well. All the other minifigures have been removed. So we'll whack a dish on an R2 unit. And apparently there's our R9. Advanced features, eh? Maybe we could switch out the head a bit. Let's see. Like, the head needs to be a little lower, but that's essentially what it is. There's no dome that's only 2 plates tall. R9, check off the list. We're still in rare. I was hoping to make it into epic. Maybe we finish with rares today. B1 security, that's the dark red torso. Do I have B1 with a dark red torso? No, not, but technically it's just got the mark on it. So, all right, I'll get a security B1, a Nav X droid. Some of the other ones that are coming up are, get that one ready. So fun. So fun. Where's the droid post? Oh, we got rid of it. Here we go. A Nav X navigational droid, right? Oh, astromech dome on top of... Wait, a Nav X droid is just an astromech's head on top of a probe droid. Okay. Is that where we're at? Because that's where I feel like we're at with some of these. They're just this droid with that droid. Hover droid. This is this droid with these arms. So these are created for the game. The hauler's gonna be the hard one. Is that next? No. Ground mech is B2 Emo. Yep, there you go. B2 ground mech, B2 Emo. Wait, we've skipped how many? We have the Nav X. We have the Vect Arm. Did we search that one? We might miss that one. Okay, Vect Arm. Is it called a Vect Arm Droid Tycoon? Oh, it's these guys. Oh, yes. So, kind of feel like, right, we've just taken the bottom of this and put it on an astromech. The top of this with the bottom of a gonk. And the bottom of a gonk. We'll build the legs for this one because I don't feel like using that gonk legs. They're not representative. We need jumper. We need 2 studs. Let's go with a darker stud as well. Maybe this whole thing should be dark bluish grey. So, dark bluish grey jumper with a dark bluish grey stud on either side. And then, you know, the typical gonk droids. He is! Yes! He is the astromech. The astromech droid that I pulled up is the droid that came in the Republic Striker class Starfighter. That is the only Old Republic set that I own, and it's a really good set. Besides the fact that I kind of broke one of the slopes. But I bought a new one on Brickow. I did replace it, but I still broke it because it's that fragile dark red. Oh no, Snow Blizzard. Went back to sleep. Honestly, I could have gone back to sleep this morning. I feel you there. At least you were comfy enough that you could have gone back to sleep. Although you actually did go back to sleep. Oops. I'm sure your day will still be as full. Do we still have the 1x1s? I think my brain's going to sleep. Right. Yes. These are the feet we're looking for, and these will go on the bottom of the Pro. Oh, I can't wait to see half of these. Was there anything else we had to do? I don't think so. Extra for the others. We don't need to start collecting vintage collection. Do we need a BB? Yes, BB, Astromech. We can start thinking of that. We've just done the... We did security Navex. That was the Vect arm. Hold on. R9 done. Security Navex, Vect arm. Then the hover. That was the one that looked like... Yes, yes. Then we got the ground mech. All right. All caught up. All your Venator dark red slopes broke. Oh, the good thing, let's say the good thing. The good thing with the 2012 Venator is I parted that out later, which I didn't realize how dangerous that was at the time. Parted it out quite a few years back. And yeah, didn't know how dangerous that was. Turns out I got really lucky with the order because none of those parts broke at the time. Since they have, but at the time got real lucky with it. Lola has a Lego Star Wars figure. Don't know why I'm searching on here. We had Brickow open at some point. Lola, not Lola Bunny. I knew Lola Bunny was going to pop up. That's cheating. Look, that's cheating. What was this from? Huh, a car. I don't get the reference there. It's got to be an Iron Man thing. So Lola uses these 3 parts. That's cheating, Lego. What you need to do, and I'll do this, is, do we need a grey base? Let's actually brick build Lola. So yes, we need a grey, possibly even a dish of sorts, or would the white one be a dish? How would we get these back flaps to raise? Maybe we can not worry about that yet, but I feel like that's part of the personality, getting those to raise. We can't tile off the base if we want them to raise, or we could. So for Lola, we're going to start off with a jumper. Yeah, we'll start off with a jumper. But that doesn't really give us the stud down. I'm going to actually switch it out. Oh, wait. Yeah, because of that piece on the bottom. Why not a dish? Does that hurt what we're doing? Yeah, I think a dish does. So, we're going to start off with one of these. Plate with a hole in the middle. All the 1x8 slopes. Ouch. Currently 6:15, so not too bad. At least you didn't sleep the day away. I probably would have done that if I slept in at all. Let's get a blue. That nice blue. I don't even know if I want a transparent piece. I kind of want to get that really nice blue, so I'll just use a full-on stud. Now we decide how we want to go with it. Oh, I do want to add those little wings that fold up. So what I'm going to do here is add red 1x1s, maybe a round red plate. Something like that. I mean, Lola's eye goes off to the side, but we'd need something in the middle. Right now, we don't have that something. I'm trying to get this as close inwards as I can. Perhaps a red 1x1 at the back with a hole in the middle. And then we could use that to potentially clip other things on, or we could add an actual clip. That would work. Use the 1x1 hinges and the sloped 1x2 with a 45-degree cut on the second stud. The 1x1 hinges, yeah, with the sloped 1x2 with the 45-degree cut on the second stud. The 1x1 hinges. So the sloped 1x2, I know that piece. Let me grab it and double check that we're on the same wavelength. Let me get one that is not. I've got so many flat ones. It's that, but it's the 3D one. Maybe the flat one would work as well. You might be onto something with the angle, because then we could add those on the back. This is it. This is the 3D element, right? The slope with the cut. And then the 1x1 hinges. If we have Lola at this size, actually, we might be able to pull off hinging these on. Yeah. Okay. And the 1x1 hinge, maybe we go back to a jumper. It sucks that we don't have the inverted version of that. All right, there's the two backs. And that would go on top. You know what? We could have this permanently open. Let's get some clip and bars. And then red clips. Because the white sticks up with the red. Let's see what we can do with red clips. We might be able to hide some bars underneath these. We've got the 1x1s out. I think they're the best bet, unless we can get those in. Unless we can... No, I wouldn't be able to get 2 frying pan studs in that. But these clips, if we swap this jumper, this tile, with a plate for the base, that would get the eye on the front. We could attach these. Oh wait, they would hold frying pan studs. Or they would hold these. Wait, do they? No, they don't hold it. And then we'd have a corner tile on the back. Make sure we've still got some space in there. We could angle some of these pieces. Do we have these in white? Light bluish grey. The closer we've got to white. No red either. Let's see what this looks like, because they're rounded. I think these are a little too big. Actually, not bad. For this scale, like they don't fold in quite clearly. We wouldn't be able to fold them forward. That would look a little better. Thinking to use the 1x1 clip used for the spider droid. And then the round 1x1 hinge piece. Okay. The 1x1 clip. Let's get rid of these. Actually, we'll keep these to the side. Just in case we revisit them, I'll put them out to the side. I don't think we'll need this, will we? And then the round one. So the I think I should have some of those on the desk. I forget this clip exists. Thank you. This clip. That would work. That's what we need. Yes. That 1x1 clip for the spider droid's eyes. Or I do have this bar piece as well, which is like the inverted. And then the 1x1 bar, there is a little handle piece. Because I've got these clips here already. Let's see. Let's see how these would clip. I think actually the 1x1 with the bar might be even shorter than this, so that would be closer. Oh, yeah, that angle's not what it could be. Let's try and get the clips instead. There's another one in here somewhere. So these are the clips for the eyes. If only we could attach these to the edge as well. The bars here also have limited posability. Whereas these clips can hook on full-on bars. So clips, and they would go like that. We'd still have the 2/4, I think, possibly a squared off tile at the back if we're pushing our luck, or get a tooth on the back or something. We've got the 1/4 tiles. Oh, over here. These would fill the corners. I'm liking the idea of just a squared off plate at the back, if we can get that to work. And then not flicking them out. Yes, these there. That is it. Let's even round off that squared off plate at the back. Oh, I don't think I have many 1x1s with a bar on it. Or, no. Frying pan studs. Frying pan studs might work. Because of how far out they go. No frying pan studs in red though. Actually, I feel like this would push it too far out though. But if they're clipped right in, no, that is too far out. We need that 1x1 with the bar. Let's see what variations of that piece exist. I think it's a round element. So this is not the piece I'm looking for. Handle, is it bar or is it handle? There's one that doesn't have the bar connection. This is the one that does. This is the piece that came in so many dot sets or similar things like that. Like this. Because it's such a good piece. What do they even have clipped to it? Hold on. There's little charms in that. Charms. Opal purple accessories. This, yeah, nuts. How much is it worth? Not that bad, actually. How much did it retail for? We'll ask Google for this one. Retail price of, saves us searching, £25 according to BrickFact. Done not bad. Used still cheaper. I suppose they were breaking them all to sell. Not breaking them literally. Quite some good charms though. Space. Peace symbol. Skull. Cat. Ice pop. Roller skate. Why do I kind of want to test this out? Seems like fun. Yeah, it's not the piece we're looking for. No, like UCS sleeve 1 that came with 1,000,000 of these. No, nothing. Ultimate party kit. Alright, if only the muffin trays were brick built. Oh, look, and the witch. Right on the top of the hat. Could be a Christmas ornament. Or a Halloween ornament. Even with the solo bracelet, they're the element that we need. I'm pretty sure this is the one that has the bar connection. It actually looks too small. It might be a bit too small for the bar connection. Alright, part 26047. Try that. Oh, you know what also could work? If we flip them, I don't know how we'd get this angle. I don't know how it would angle. But if we get it flipped, let's get the handles in there first. And then how angled do you go? Little angled. It's not a bad start. If we put it round the other way, oh, we could try and hide something under here. What if I'm thinking about this the wrong way? What if we just need to free up the center? We could add, maybe we round off these tiles. Do I have 1x1 rounded tiles? No, I don't. But if I did, there would be the space in the middle. I don't even know how many of these I got in white. I know there's some of these in glow in the dark white. So I'll let you know if Lola ends up glowing in the dark. This feels like a glow in the dark. I'm not sure that's the same shade. It looks a little greeny. And then another one, preferably a white one, not glow in the, I mean, glow in the dark isn't a problem. It's quite funny actually when I look over and see the desk just start to glow. Come on, oh, there's a white. Where there's a will, there's a white. One by one round top. There we go. And this will leave space for, they're definitely not the same shade. This one's showing up greener on camera, but we can get a T-bar in there. Don't know if I have any of those in white. And this will hold the bars. This will slot right through. Come on. Ah, you just don't fit, do you? You just don't fit. I could add a 1x1 white stud between, and that might get this locked in place. And then we could put the other tiles back on, actually. So we've got our blue, got our red. This will be the support for the arms, also supports the stud underneath. Do we have white studs on the desk? Yeah. No, that's not white. So confident that I pulled out a white stud. This is the stud that I wanted. It locks it in place. All right, has a slight domed effect to it. And now we can get these clipped in. Yes. Does this work? Is this too close maybe? We could angle them however we wanted to. Don't know about that. Still have a glow-in-the-dark minifigure from your grandma's Lego night set from the 80s. Awesome. It does sound awesome. Snap. Yes, that is. I wish Lego made more glow-in-the-dark minifigs and glow-in-the-dark elements in general. It'd be so awesome. All right, this is kind of like a Lola. I think this might be a bit far forward. Wait, what if I included this at the back? All right, let's pull this all off. That red stud has a hole in it, does it not? For this exact reason of including these clips further back if need be. So, what if I included them further back? We need to spread them out on the T-bar a little bit. Oh, hey. Hello there. Got to retrieve it. It's like a knight's duel set. And the ghost was in a side build with a prison. It's funny looking back at some of the older sets, the storylines they had. Right, that's exactly the angle we want. Like, what the hell? This is exactly the angle. Maybe we can combine ideas and we set these clips. Let's move those out of the way. These clips with that red 1x1. Get some corner circles on the edge. No, it still feels too close. It all feels way too close. Maybe this could be the eye. This could be the eye at the front. We could put a clip in the middle. Spread these wings a little bit. A clip in the middle to hold it. Rest it in the middle between two studs. What's the eye of Lola look like? That could be the eye, but I'd want something to slope off the top as well and to keep that white. Not to mention, I think these are on the wrong way around. I think that is how they should be. Yeah. Potentially, that's cool in the middle. And then we've got, oh, wait. And then we have just like the corner with the eye. We need a red corner. We need a red one for the back. Currently making burgers. Awesome. Knights are arguably the best ones ever released. Black Monarch's Ghost 6034. Let's pop that up. 6034. No. Where did the 6 go? Hold on a second. Where did that 6 go? It came with a parrot and everything. It's the simplicity of it. Lego have come a long way in terms of their builds. I don't think this set would particularly do well today for the price adjusted for inflation. But imagine getting 1, 2, 3, like maybe 4, 3 big Star Wars characters and a mini. A Star Wars character on a rideable. Star Wars character on a rideable. Picture like Tusken on a Bantha. Then maybe a Jawa in a hut. And then a little droid. That would be a sick set. And that could be like 9 quid. It doesn't need to be a battle pack. Don't need that many minifigures. 9 quid. Love it. We're using this imager, Lola, so might as well get a better quality image. Oh, we don't want Lego. We just want Star Wars. This is the one. So, again, so much for a better quality image. Hold on. This one's got to be good. We got little arms as well. There we go. So these need to be up at the back. Therefore, this hole needs to be going through the back. Or attached to a clip. Okay. Clip we could probably do. So this could go up through the middle. I can't remember how much space we have, but I think we have enough space to add something like that. Oh, it depends what we've got left and right. We said about red. Oh. Wait, why aren't you... Why are you wonky? I didn't know you had space to do that. How's this? Oh, I guess that just bends right round with it. Yeah, we don't want them to stop them from pointing upwards as well. So a clip at the end seems to be the best. Wait a sec. Yes. A clip holding that on at the back. What if that clip is on the back of this? What if we're trying to get it in too tight space? Oh, it'd be a red clip. 1 by 1 in red. Yeah, and then... Oh no, the clip's broken. Red's like the worst colour for this. I bet this one's broken too. Yep. How about orange, orange, orange. Red, another red. Nope, that one's broken. That one's broken. Broken. What about this one? Broken. I need to just get rid of the broken red clips. It's a bad colour. I must have a ton of old ones. Well, like a bad batch that I picked up from the Lego store. And then... Oh... You know what? What about a snot brick with a clip on the back of that? It'd be 15 bucks. To be fair, I don't think 15 bucks if you've got exclusive minifigures, if you've got a really detailed build, like we're talking printed eyes for the rideable, I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, it'd be more than 46 parts. Yeah, 4 minifigures is straight away 22 euros. Ouch. Ouch. Well, maybe Lego can switch that around, but I don't know about that. I don't know if we'll see prices change anytime soon. We can be hopeful. There's the big eye. Not sure about the little eye. We do need some sort of... Maybe this. No, we need a hole in these 2x2 plates. How could we... If we use 2 2x2 rounded... 2 1x2 rounded plates with the holes in, that would give us the holes. But... that wouldn't that wouldn't get us anything else. Something with a hole in the back. Some way of connecting this on the back of Lola so that it's... I still feel like this is very similar to what we've done with this, except for it's half a stud forward. Half a stud in it. That's it. Yeah, I'll keep these pieces. Again, we might need those. Something in the middle, maybe. Something angled in there. Or we use superhero posers. Superhero posers might be the key. Because they're invisible, we could get some clips out to the side. Then we could get the posers on top. Let's test one. See what it looks like. I have a few superhero posers in here. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Oh, this one. And then there was another one here. A white clip that I just put back. Should probably be red, but the superhero poser would give us an angle. Okay, if that was a red clip, if that was a red clip, if the red clips weren't all broken, that would be such a good one. I'm thinking even flipping the way these, I don't want them to go around though, do I? I want them to stick in a little. Okay. So we've got something working here. If only that was a red clip. Oh. If only. What if? Nah. So we've got one fin out, but the clip also sticks out. What if we get a red 1x1 with a hole? And a superhero poser off of that. Yeah, that's too far forward. It's so small. Oh, I think the closest we've got is with this piece. That did look good, but the fact that we couldn't get one straight through. Let's... Could make that with 400 pieces. 400 pieces is a lot easier than 4. Not to say it's easy at all. Wait, why am I typing that into Google? Who knows what Google would come along with. With a 2x2 dish on the bottom to cover up the bar. Oh, we could. We could round off the bottom of it. We could swap this for a rounded off tile. That should fit. A rounded tile on the front. And then the sides. The sides would be a problem. But what if we had red tiles? They shouldn't cover up the side. Or is that a little bit of red to go the whole way around? Wait, do I just have that one red round tile? Was that it? There's another, but I need 3. So far that's 2. 3! Awesome. That should cover up 3 angles of the... Oh, hold on. Wait, am I gonna need that out the back? Yeah, I should have that out the back. Fits the clip perfectly. Okay, I can see this. If we can rotate those around, which... Why are they fragile? Oh, because of the way that clip is. They don't fit with the clip in the middle. Well, they fit, but they don't go down as far. And then the dish would cover up the bottom. We still need that rounded look around the front. That clip at the back is what we need. So I think we have to ditch the 2x2. Perhaps we could use a dish to cover it up. Perhaps a dish covers it up, or some sort of brick. We could also start layering a dish. So, I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. Maybe we put the wings on top anyway. Maybe it's a feature that we add. Do we have a 2x2 jumper in red? And do we have the dishes to match? What would it be? Grey dish. Grey dish and a white dish with a red element in between. The red element in between. Does a clip hold all of this together? No. So we do need a red jumper. Yes. There's the piece. The reason I'm looking for this is they would hold together. We could have a little semblance of an eye. No, why is that still not sticking? Oh, hold on. There are two different types of clips. I learned this when making... Oh, what was the difference? I learned this when making the mouse droid. This is the other one. I think they're two different. So does this work? I can't remember what the difference is with the dishes. It's something about how... Oh no, the difference is the rounded off edge. Some of them have straightened edges, some of them have rounded off edges. That would work for a Lola. And then we could add something like that for the wings. Maybe still get that clip out the back. Let me add that right on top for now. Yeah, maybe we need that as an accessory. That kind of works. Or we could use that with this. We just need a 1x1 that would fit. What about quarter tiles? Clear the board again. I need a feature that I can just swipe those somewhere and not have to fish them back out the parts bin if I need them. Let's see. Let's see if these work. Let's stick out the sides. I mean, we do have the fins on top open, so this shouldn't look too weird. And then have that on top. Now it does stick out the back quite a bit. Quite a bit more than it should. These should be coming out the front. We need that 1x1 with a bar sticking out. We have elements like that. Is there any barred element that comes out? We also have these. Something that clicks. Something that clicks. What if we turn that on its side? Would that help? And then we have that one stud in the middle. Oh, wait. We don't need the one stud in the middle. We'd have one stud coming out the back. We are going to work this. We're going to make this work. I'm thinking now, if we had them attached like so, and then come, no, it's the wrong angle completely. Use a dark red round 2x2 with a hole in the missile. In the middle, yes. Where did that bag go there? If I have a 1x1 in blue with a hole, I could try to use a circle jumper plate on top. Oh, I could flip them the other way around. Oh, I've already got those out. That would flip it. I like this. So the T-bar, I think, has to stay, unless there's a alternative, which not at this scale. I don't think there's a 2-length bar. I don't think there's anything with a 2-length. Could we use a hot dog? What if we used a hot dog on the back? What if we used a hot dog on the back and then What sort of clip though? What clip would go on that? Maybe another one of those. Another one of those clips on this sort of plate. And then a hot dog, something a little more rounded. Something that will stick on there, but come off in 2 directions, which works with this. Or we stick them up. But this is a bit too tall for my liking. Like, this is almost perfect. I like the idea as well of having the stud on, having the dish on the bottom. That would round it off better. Or we could just straight remove that, or even add to it an underside slope. Something like that. We could then add a 1/4 white to the eye. Make it rounded, make it look a bit more rounded. There we go. And then this would also form the corner over it. We just need to, wait, we might have just cracked it. If we remove the plate, we can sink it. And yes, we might have it. I've just realized this rounded dome that we've put it on has holes in the stud. That would make it lower. So if we put it in, we can press it into the bottom plate. Look how low that went. Oh, yes. I now need to remove it so I can put the other pieces on. That might be it. That might be it. We might have just done it. We may have done it. Let's not celebrate it too early here, but I think this is going to be as low as we need to go. Yeah. Any lower, surely they'd pop off. And speaking of lower, there is our Lola. There we go. That is our Lola. Let's take a look side by side with the real deal. No, we need one with the fins open. This is what we were going for. Okay, well, back up. This is what we were going for. That is it. We've smashed that. Thank you so much. Special shout out to Red in chat. We got there. Feathers. The bar and stem. Feathers would be a good one. That would come out the back. Yes, we've done it. We got that T-bar in, and it's kind of adjustable, like somewhat adjustable. We could technically place these down on studs, but I think Lola's got to stay open. And actually stands up as well. Oh, let's angle these out a little bit to balance it. Look at that. Yes. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. That is amazing. At Noisy, the T-bar's light grey. Do we have a dark grey? I think we have a light grey or black. Yeah, we could. Actually, we've got black clips. It's not going to look too much better. I would love it in white. I'd even take red, I think. Red would work. Dark bluish grey would be perfect. Light grey or black? What are we going with? Would black look too dark? I think black would get away. It comes, would look the best in white for sure. Let's try black. Not too hard to remove. If this was a buildable Lola, which I would love to see, if Lego keeps doing buildable droids and they're coming out with buildable droids in like 5 years, I think I'll come back and rebuild every single buildable droid they have, because that would be commitment. I'd come back, build a B2 Emo. I'd build a spy bot. I would build every droid in Star Wars. I'd get round to it eventually. There we go. We want that little gap at the front. And then, yeah, it does look a little better than light bluish grey because it blends into the clips and it does look like the machinery, but there's our Lola. I do agree. It would look best in white, especially because it'd get that white strip in the back. I've moved them forward now, haven't I? There we go. There's our Lola. That looks so good. It looks so good. I guess we can clear up some of these that we didn't use. Where'd the studs go? The rounded 1x1s. Good thing we kept half of them out. They're not too hard to remove anymore, thanks to the trick that I learnt. Wait. Oh, I can't pop that in the middle. Total to speeder. T-bar in the bottom, perhaps. T-bar in the top. Or a bar in the bottom, bar in the top. And use that to prime apart. Come on, come on, look, there's a gap, there's a gap. There we go. Almost had it perfect. How many droids do we have left? We are in epic territory. Right, not that far out then. One buys, there you are. Black is uniform for the clip, so looks better. 100% agree. What do I think of custom droids such as Clone Army Customs B1? Can a Clone Army Customs B1 do this? They do look good. I'd love to get my hands on them one day. They're expensive though. Oh boy, are they expensive. Trying to army build those. No thanks. The only people I've actually seen with those droids that have done like content with them have been sent them. And I suppose that is the best way to get them, because then you're not having to shell out for them. So if they want to send me a ton, I'd be happy to receive. I mean, shipping them over here would cost a fortune. Shipping anywhere outside America would cost a fortune. But yeah, I like the idea of the droid legs being separate. I don't think it's too big. It's not necessary, just because of how fragile it makes them. Droid clips are fragile enough. I'd rather get the ball joints on the arms, like these ones, just so the droids can lift their arms. That's a first step. Gonk with astromech legs. Okay, a gonk with astromech legs. I guess that's just Technic bricks though, in the middle, isn't it? Covered servo. What color is servo? Gray. Servo has some grays. So I'll get some Technic bricks so that servo can have some legs. Such a funny sight. How does... I guess they roll forward? A sentry. These are all like mashups of droids now. I think we've got to the stage where these are combinations. Where's the droid factory one? Droid Tycoon. Knew I'd said it wrong. Sentry. None of these look like the Sentry droid. The Sentry droid was this droid with something underneath. It wasn't this. That's the Mono Walker. That's a mashup of... I didn't even realize that. That's a mashup of... It's not the probe droid. I think it's this droid. It's this droid on top of a pit droid's head. And the thing is... I guess you'd just need a 1x1 clip underneath. So let me grab that. 1x1 clip in black. There's our Mono Walker. We just need to combine the two. A lot of the droids are combined. But where's the Sentry? I can't find it. All right. So as we've got, let's take one last look at... What do we need? Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let's take one last look at the droids. So we have, I should have got the list up. Why didn't I do that? We have the mouse droid, the pit droid, the gonk droid. I will create a few custom BB and CB units for it. I would love to create that CB from Resistance. We have our R3, our R5, again, R8 pending. We have the Imperial Probe Droid, the B1 Battle, which also has a massive older brother back there. We've got the Dark Eye Probe Droid, which is what Maul has. We've got Iden Versio's ID-10, the BDX, the cutest droid we made today by far, the ARG, Senate Hovercam, thinking of making that a little bit smaller maybe, but that looks good. The BU4D, or the Buad. The Buad. Then we start to get to some of the combinations. The ball core is a BDX with a BB core. The roller is very similar to the ARG and the ground mechs, but I think that had the head of the BU4D, if I'm right. And then what are we missing? The 2BB, again, that's a custom running. The ALT is one of my favorites, what we've built. It's up there with Lola and also the BDX. But that's a really sleek looking droid. We've got the R4 Kenobi's droid from Attack of the Clones. The R9, which is a modified R2 unit. So we've added the dish. We've then got a few B1s to get. Again, a lot of modifications here, so we'll be matching up previous droids. The ground mech, we've got the LO droids in Lola, one of my favorite. And then most of the other droids, if not actually all of the other droids, all the way up to, I guess we have the BB9. Wait, why are there so many? Where did we get to? Around, we got to here. There are so many more. Oh, look, there's our R2, R6s. Again, already exist. Tracker is roller. It's a roller. I think that's a joint one. Orb walkers, so many more. Heavies, supers, super heavies. The hauler is an interesting one because that looks like a BU4D with a B2. B2 is going to be hard to combine with anything. And then legendaries are very much combinations. Besides the R7 and the B2 RP as well, technically. I do have a rocket arm B2, so I'll use that. BB9, here we go. That's a minifigure. BB8 as well. And there is one more mythic. One more mythic on the way. But until then, that is all we've got time for today's stream. Stick around. I was going to be doing more droids on Thursday. If they're combinations, I'll probably save it and save them for the video. Don't think we'll get all these droids done in one video. There is a ton, especially if I want to show off a little bit of the game. So, Thursday, you know what? Thursday, let's crack open a set. I haven't decided which set I'll be cracking open. Could be Kenobi's Delta. There's something great I have planned for Kenobi's Delta. So maybe we'll take a look at that box until Thursday. Thank you all so much for hanging. Let's catch up on chat before we go. What do I think of custom droids? Yeah, they're cool. Unless you live in the US, they're very expensive. Yes, I think they'd be better off putting STLs out there for 3D prints, and even if they're upscaled, because 3D printing at a small scale, very hard to do. Getting people to try them and then commit to buy in bulk. That's what you've got to do. Even outside the US, they need to have a contact outside the US, maybe someone in Europe. It's quite cheap to ship around the rest of the world when you're in Europe. Maybe have a contact, manufacture them, or yeah, setting something up. But if they've got enough sales in the US, I think they're all right there. Or to get a company to order a ton of bulk and not upcharge on it. That's the way to go. I think you've got the formula for the T7 Astromech with the square body. Okie dokes. Yeah, the T7, the one in the set, is sick. So I'm happy with that. Thanks for hanging. 3PO. We don't have 3PO. No 3PO in there yet. So I'm hoping we get a protocol droid in the game. But not yet. Thanks for hanging. Red, may the bricks be with you. Snow Blizzard, may the bricks be with you. Moonshoes, may the bricks be with you. Tinks, may the bricks be with you. And everyone else watching and hanging out, may the bricks be with you always.